America's Boy Next Door, Ryan Seacrest, will go on to host the Oscars red carpet and the reboot of American Idol in spite of recent allegations against him when it comes to sexual assault. Now, just some huge context in regards to this story. Last November, a then unnamed former employee of E! and Ryan Seacrest came forward to talk about her account of many instances of sexual assault or sexual misconduct. I'm sorry, let's get him right, at the hands of Ryan Seacrest. So Ryan Seacrest then got in front of these allegations and unequivocally denied them. Fast forward to February of 2018. The woman's name is now Susie Hardy, and she was Ryan Seacrest's wardrobe stylist back at E! And she has given in deep detail an account to Variety magazine of what happened. I have been following the story, you guys. Back when we first heard this, because around that time in November, you had Matt Lauer. You had, our heads were spinning from the Harvey Weinstein allegations. So when Ryan Seacrest came up, I thought, hold on. And I think a lot of people did, because Ryan Seacrest, as I said, is the boy next door. He's our favorite host. We've come to love Ryan Seacrest in the same way that we came to love Matt Lauer through American Idol, through E! And so when reading this Variety article, it came forward that E! did an extensive investigation back in 2013 after rumors had come up, she had went forward, and 2 weeks later she was fired when E! concluded that there was insubstantial evidence that Ryan Seacrest had did these things. When you read the article, what went through your mind, Grace?
Well, the first thing I went to look for was if they brought in outside counsel, which I think is really important to have an objective investigator on these cases, because a lot of times when they say we conducted an internal investigation, it's like, all right, well, the same people that potentially could have perpetuated this behavior are investigating it. That doesn't really seem like how we would want things to go when it comes to due process. They did bring in an external investigator, someone who they say has 20+ years experience with the investigations like this. So that was the first thing that I went to look for, because if they're gonna come out and say conclusively that there was no water to these claims, I wanna know where that is coming from. If it's just their HR department that's trying to save face and their publicity team has decided that this is a statement to go with, or if they have someone that came in from the outside objectively to assess the allegations. So that was the first thing I looked at.
Now, the allegations are as follows. According to Variety, she says that he grabbed her genitals, gave her a bear hug while only wearing underpants, and forcefully slapped her buttocks, leaving a red welt. I know, Brooke, you've talked about this recently. What were your thoughts?
Those accusations against anybody, even just taking all the names out of it, the company out of it, it's horrifying, the accusations. And I think what it comes down to, which is, they're so clear and so specific, like he groped her vagina or someone, she's saying, these are the accusations. So, and he's saying it's not true. It's not something that there's an in-between.
Right.
So if somebody's lying, it's a very clear, and I wasn't there obviously, but it's fascinating because this is not something that can be confused. It was either blatantly made up,
and there's corroboration.
Blatantly lying.
We'll get to the corroboration.
Right, just like that there's corroboration on both sides, which is also why it is especially confusing.
Right. But some of these things, they come out and it's like, oh, I think she was confused by the joke, or I think I didn't mean it this way. This is something that either happened and it's horrifying, or someone is colorfully lying and it's horrifying. And
yeah,
it's a crazy accusation.
It is, and I was just gonna add in that there was corroboration on both sides, and especially on the girl side. It's hard for me to believe that somebody would make up things that are so specific, and somebody to see those things and be like, no, I saw this actually happened. But regardless of if they find that he did it or he didn't, I think that if he does get away with it this time, if he did actually do this, he will get caught. People like this don't change. So if you did do this, Ryan Seacrest, karma's coming for you. That's all I have to say. In this case, I don't know who's right or who's wrong, because there isn't really strong enough evidence on either side. It could have happened, it might not have happened, but you will get caught eventually if you are doing stuff like this, because people like this don't change.
You guys all talked about corroboration. NBC Nightly News anchor Kate Snow interviewed several people from NBC Universal, who is the parent company of E! And one anonymous source who was vehemently staunch on staying anonymous because he has strong ties to Hollywood, said that Seacrest allegedly pushed Hardy's face in his crotch when she was tying his shoes. And during one Oscars red carpet 2008 event, other things had come forward. Now Ryan, let's talk about Ryan's responses to all this, because I think that's where people are kind of like, okay, why believe him? He says, he told BuzzFeed, quote, "I don't want to accuse anyone of not telling the truth, but in this case, I have no choice but to again deny the claims against me and remind people that I was recused of any wrongdoing and putting the matter to rest." We talked about bias counsel here. They're saying that Susie was trying to extort money from Ryan, saying, "I want 15 million to keep quiet." Whereas her counsel is saying, no, that didn't happen. Ryan gave a full-on response that I would advise you guys to read. And he says this: "Much has been said about the #MeToo and Time's Up movements and the importance of providing women and men the opportunity to share their stories in the workplace misconduct in an effort to change our culture and the systemic inequalities that exist. I absolutely support this cause unequivocally and applaud all the brave souls who have come forward to share their stories." And that's just a little bit of this. Now people are wondering, since Ryan is gonna be on the red carpet, ABC and both E are saying we're backing Ryan Seacrest, he's gonna be on the red carpet. How are stars going to interact with them? Because stars are using this platform of these award shows to pretty much rally their battle cry, like, hey, this has to stop. And you're Ryan freaking Seacrest. You are like the host du jour of now. You are the Dick Clark of our generation. So I mean, I wonder how that's gonna play out.
I mean, a lot of people were speaking out, you know, in support of Kat Sadler. But a lot of people also still did those interviews. You know, it wasn't a mass boycott of the company. And I'm not saying that how you protest. I'm not policing how someone protests. But it's like, what I was seeing online is people weren't surprised that he was still gonna be there, and that so were the celebrities still going to be talking.
Yeah, the last carpet that I saw Ryan Seacrest do, I thought he kind of bungled it. I know it's a weird time for hosts in general at these award shows, given the tone and the culture shift that we're seeing right now in Hollywood. I know that that's really tricky, but he only asked Armie Hammer about the Me Too movement. That was the only male star that he interviewed that he asked about it. And so that's like a certain thing where I thought it was a little awkward. We should be asking the men as well as the women. We know that if we want to move forward and change the culture, then it's going to take as many allies as possible to do that. So I think that all eyes are going to be on him. The heat is definitely going to be on to see how he handles this red carpet, and to see how the stars and the celebrities and the actors and actresses and directors and movies and producers and costume designers, who knows, that talk to him,
or don't talk to him.
Right. Sure.
Well, just a little tidbit. Ryan Seacrest Productions has made money hand over fist with the Kardashian franchise and Shot of the Sunset 4E, and then also with the reboot of American Idol, which is going to be a huge cash cow for ABC. I think at the end of the day, the bottom line is the almighty dollar as to why these networks are still backing him. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens on these carpets. And as you said, Daron, what happens in the dark will always come to light. Good luck, Mr. Seacrest.